Do you ever feel like your brain is just melting from watching TikTok videos all day, scrolling through Instagram reels, whether you watch reality TV or not, or just scrolling endlessly? You're not alone, trust me, I've been feeling this way a lot, and that's why I decided to make this video. The good news is your brain is built to adapt and grow, so you just have to use it. So in this video, I'm going to show you a few simple science-based hacks that I've been using to stop brain rot and keep my brain sharp even after I left school almost 2 years ago. These are things that you can literally start doing today, and it doesn't matter who you are, what you're doing, what your job is, what you do on a day-to-day. So let's get ready and let's get into the video. So the very first product I'm going in with is my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. You guys know I love this. I use this in almost every single video. No primer comes close to this one for me. So the very first thing that I do is I've been listening to a lot of podcasts instead of playlists. Next time you're commuting, you're waiting for your flight, or you're just doing chores around the house, try replacing your music with an educational podcast. A few of the podcasts that I've been loving are the Huberman Lab, so that's a neuroscience podcast. I really love The Diary of a CEO, The Wellness Cafe, and A Better You by Fernanda Ramirez. I also love those podcasts as well. And Anything Goes by Emma Chamberlain. Redoing my eyebrows next. Stop living on autopilot. This means you need to stop relying on your apps for everything. Recipes, directions, reminders. It's actually just making us mentally lazy if you think about it. When was the last time you went somewhere that you know is in a familiar area without using your Google Maps? Or when was the last time you made a recipe that you already knew but you had to look up the directions just so that you had it as a backup? Try to challenge yourself to cook a meal that you've made before without following the recipe from online, and try to navigate to your usual coffee spot without using Google Maps. This way you're forcing your brain to rewire and remember local routes and recipes. These moments actually strengthen your mental muscles, and your brain would adapt and create new pathways every time you struggle a little bit, and that's a good thing. I know you think that your life is easier with all these tools. You're actually making your brain lazy by using all of these apps and tools that we have access to. I forgot to mention I'm using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation. I'm going in with my NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer. You guys know I love this concealer so much. I get the minis because I do find that it dries out pretty quickly, so I usually buy 2 to 3 minis and then just go through those instead of buying the big one. Okay, so this is one of my most favorite brain hacks that I've been implementing recently, and that is to shake up your routine. Do something with your non-dominant hand. For example, if you're right-handed, if you're right-handed, start brushing your teeth in the morning with using your left hand. For me, recently, I've been taking up boxing the past few months. So I've been going into my boxing classes and using my left arm to throw punches instead. So I've been going in with my left arm instead of my right arm, and I find that it's making both of my arms equally as strong at the same time. And I found that doing even boxing drills with my non-dominant hand, I could feel my brain getting rewired and just like forcing myself into this unfamiliar situation. It does force you to adapt and grow, which is what we want. And this forces your brain to stop running on cruise control. So boxing is a form of self-defense as well. So if for any reason I would have to defend myself using my non-dominant hand, now I have practice with that. Okay, this is one of my favorite hacks, and that's turning passive time into learning time. This means replacing at least 10% of your reality TV time or mindless scrolling with a documentary or an educational Instagram page. I know Love Island is really popular right now and it's trending and everyone loves watching it. It isn't moving your brain forward. So I recently got back into watching How It's Made, those videos where you find out how common day-to-day materials are being made, and just deep dives on why things are the way that they are or who invented what. And you will start making connections between these things. That is how the real learning happens. And I find that anytime I go to a networking event or a professional event or I'm at work, I find myself recalling those things more than I would recall a reality TV show. And especially with my peers who are in the educational or corporate space, I am able to have those productive conversations because I've also taken the time to learn those things myself. Another hack is to be curious out loud, and that means don't pretend like you know everything. If someone says a word or a concept that you don't know, whether it's a day-to-day conversation with a colleague or if it's just something that you hear in conversation, ask them or just look it up. I find that anytime I don't know something, I am immediately on my phone searching up what that means, what context to use it in, and I've learned so many new words this way. Another way you can do this is also just by reading books, and anytime you see a word in there that you don't know, don't just skip by it. Actually take the time to search up what it means, how you could use it in a sentence. This is so good for you. I'm also just trying to get out of the habit of saying like, literally, in most of my sentences, and I find that reading and just taking those learning chances is also helping me. And being curious out loud doesn't make you not an intelligent person. I found that when I was doing my master's, the smartest people in the room, or the people that were the most educated, for example, the people that held PhDs, they were the first ones asking, what does that mean? Can you explain this to me? And they didn't think about it twice. And if you think about it, curiosity is literally the opposite of brain rot. So you shouldn't feel bad about not knowing something. If you take this as a learning opportunity to learn that something that you don't know, then you've already set yourself forward. And I know I talk about reading a lot, but definitely read more. Sorry, I haven't been mentioning my products. So this was the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in shade Milan. And this is like the perfect pink on brown skin, I find. And next I'm going in with my e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. This is gonna look a little crazy, but trust me, you have to just wait it out. So I was saying that you should read more, and I found that last year, after being a student all my life, and I finally started reading for fun, it changed everything for me. Last year, I challenged myself to read 50 books. I'm not telling you to go out and read 50 books or even to read 25 books, but even a few pages a day of some kind of educational book or newsletter or newspaper, it really does expand your vocabulary and also just improves your focus. I used to have such a hard time focusing, especially in school or at work. I would get distracted really easily, but I found that reading and taking time away from a physical screen just improved my focus a lot. And now I can go hours without my phone. I can go hours without scrolling on TikTok, on Instagram Reels. It's just nice that there's a whole world outside of it. I don't really give into that mindless scrolling as much these days. Don't get me wrong, I still do it here and there. There are days where I wake up and I immediately go to my phone, and it's not something that I love doing, but I do find that I have more of a balance, and I'm not just doing it every single day compared to before where I was doing it every single day and I would start my day and end my day by looking at my phone. And a bonus tip here is to read academic articles. I did a thesis-based master's, so I was reading a lot of academic articles, but there are articles about things that you actually care about. If there is any skincare or makeup ingredients that you're using, you want to learn more about, just go on Google Scholar and just search it up. You can search up anything on Google Scholar and it'll give you something that you are already interested about. So common ingredients that you are cooking with, you can find the science behind that. So next we're going in with the Sephora Intense Ink Liner, and I love this black eyeliner. I get so many compliments on this because it gives you like that black line and it's just so precise. I love this eyeliner so much, and it's not even that expensive. But the bottom line is, if you want to keep your brain sharp, it's not even about being a genius or your IQ or how many degrees you have. It's more about being curious, being open to change, and just stretching your brain in ways that you haven't done so far. Because if you think about it, brain rotting, bed rotting, those things are actually harmful. In the long term, you're actually setting yourself behind, and you don't want to be that person that you don't want to have poor brain health, especially in your 20s. So in this video, you don't have to do every single thing that I told you to do. I don't do every single thing every single day. Just start with one habit, whether it's reading 10 pages of a book every single day or just listening to one podcast. And trust me, you will feel your life start to change. You will find yourself remembering things. You find that you are more present in the moment. You're not just referencing TikToks all day in every single conversation that you have with people. Sorry, this is the Lancome eyelash primer, and this has single-handedly changed my lash game. My lashes are so much thicker. And then my favorite mascara of all time, the voluminous curved brush L'Oreal mascara. So that is pretty much it. I'm doing a very simple look today. I'm just getting ready to go run a few errands. So if you found this video helpful and you're trying to become the best version of yourself for the second half of 2025, leave a comment below and let me know one way that you are unrotting your brain, or even just share something that's helping you stay mentally sharp. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!